Hey everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a puzzle game in Scratch. If you want to follow along using the images and assets that I used in this video, you can go down below and get the link for these costumes and backdrops. Let's get started coding. So first of all, we're going to use the when green flag clicked, and we're going to broadcast start game. Now when I receive the message start game, we're going to make a block and name it clone puzzles. Make sure run without screen refresh is ticked off. So when I receive start game, we're going to clone our puzzles. Now we're going to make all of our puzzles go to the middle, and we're going to set our size to 75. And then we're going to hide our original cloning parent. We're going to create a new variable. We're going to create a variable called clone number. And let's set clone number to 1. And now we also want to create another variable, and let's name it piece count. Now, my puzzle has 9 pieces, so I'm going to set piece count to 9. And I'm going to go to control and get a repeat loop. So for each piece, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to looks and get a switch costume 2. And as you can see, all of my costumes are specifically named Sourwood 1, Sourwood 2, Sourwood 3, all the way to 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a switch costume 2 block, and then we're going to get a join block. This one is going to be Sourwood. Go down to variables and get a clone number block. Then we're going to get a create clone of myself, and then we're going to change clone number by 1. Alright, now when I start as clone, we're going to, first of all, let's show our puzzle pieces. So what should happen is that they should all spawn in right where they should be, and they should be different chunks. Alright. So next, let's make them spawn in at random positions so that our puzzle is randomized. Okay. And we're going to set the drag mode to draggable so that the user can drag these around. And then we need a way to make sure that these pieces can snap into place when they get close enough to their correct position. So we're going to create another variable and call it piece distance. So we're going to start off with setting piece distance to something really big, like 500. And we're going to repeat until piece distance is less than 50. So until it gets within 50 pixels of its correct place. And now we're going to go to control, and we're going to get a wait until block, and we're going to wait until our clone is being clicked on, so mouse down and touching mouse pointer. And next, we're going to create a new block that will help us find the distance from the center. So we're going to call it find distance. And I'm going to add a couple of labels that will help us. So we need 2 coordinates, which is 4 axes. So we have x1, we have y1, we have x2, we have y2. Alright. Now, our distance formula, we're going to put that under a new variable named distance. So we're going to set distance to the square root. So we're going to scroll down in operators to get this block. We're going to get square root. And let's get a subtract. So we're going to do x2 minus x1. And we're going to get another subtract block. And we're going to do y2 minus y1. We're going to multiply these by themselves, like this. So we're going to get another block. And then we're going to add these together. And lastly, all of these can go in there. So this will find the distance between these 2 points. Now if we go back up, let's go to my blocks, and let's find the distance from its x and y position to 0, 0, which is where it should be. And we're going to set the piece distance to distance. Just a correction, this piece distance variable should be for this sprite only. Here, I'm just going to delete that. Okay, and we're going to set piece distance to 500, piece distance, and just like that. Lastly, we're going to also then set drag mode to not draggable once it's in the correct place, and it's going to glide 1 second to the middle. Now if we try it, if we try and put this in the correct place, you can see they all snap correctly into place. Now if you want it to stop dragging while it's moving into the correct place, what you can do is that you can add another wait until block right below this one. And we're going to wait until it's not mouse down and touching mouse pointer. So it'll only start moving when it's in the correct place, as you can see here. As you can see, now all of our puzzle pieces have been placed in the correct place.